Oh, hi! I've already started celebrating because milestone was hit like weeks, if not months ago at this point. But you guys, we hit 2,000 subscribers. Glad to have you guys along for the ride. And super thank you for sticking with me through my hiatus. I'm super glad to be back. I've jerry-rigged some kind of weird netbook external hard drive situation to hopefully get videos out again, even though everything's a Windows Movie Maker and I forgot how much I hate editing on that program. Let's get to the thing that you have all requested for my 2,000 subscriber celebration video, and that is finally a Sewing Nerd Studios room tour. This is obviously the angle you guys usually see. I'm going to take the camera off the tripod so you guys can see what I am currently looking at. Here's the tripod I was just looking at, and the big glowy boobs that are always behind you guys. Before I put you back on the tripod, we're going to actually enter the room so you can see what this looks like from the side. Except the tiny dog is blocking the door. Scooch your little butt, buddy. This is what the outside of my shop looks like. There used to not be a wall or door across this entire section. So walking into the shop, this is what the lighting and tripod setup looks like from the side. You can come around the door and we shut that, and this is where you guys always see, but without my giant face in the way. Let me break down this background for you a little more. This is probably my favorite poster that I have. It's all autographed by the band. I used to take guitar lessons with their guitar player, so I kind of became friends with everyone, and Big D and the Kids Table is just one of my favorite bands, and they play incredible live shows. I use their poster because he's the fucking best. Marauders map, naturally. The Hufflepuff painting my sister did for me because she's the best. There's some various posters, like a map of Westeros. This is my awesome dress form I bought myself for Christmas one year. Then on top of my desk, I got a bunch of weird storage containers. This has all my felt. This is a frame I still have yet to fill with pictures. This is my travel sewing kit. This has some in-progress things. These are just some fancy beer bottles. It's a Jack Skellington drawing my best friend Sarah made for me for my Sally ragdoll costume. This is a tiny art book that one of my favorite artists gave me. And there's a little tiny Louise from Bob's Burgers owl, and it's so cute. It's a super funny print Kevin got me for Christmas one year. And some flamingo lights that my mom got me forever ago, just because flamingos. These are some convention badges and a platform 9 3/4 ticket. It's upside down, that my aunt got me when she went to London. I want to go so bad. The rest of these little notes are just sketches and ideas and inspiration for future projects. As for my actual desk, there's obviously my sewing machine. Back here I have sketchbooks and maps and some costume ideas and just really random shit happening. I got my Tetris magnets and some markers that I write on these magnetic dry erase boards. For my thread rack, I recently realized that these top ones are probably for bobbins. And then these shelves are little jewelry boxes. They're weird little Harry Potter collector stones I got like 15 years ago. A Rubik's Cube that I cannot solve. No one remembers Eureka's Castle, Ragadoodle, or Hamtaro. Awesome. These are just random crafting supplies, magnets and clips, and this is my letter stamping. These are pins and needles and stuff. There's a bunch of sponge brushes because everyone goes through those. Measuring tapes. There's chalk under there. Nothing crazy exciting. This giant shelving unit behind me is actually my newest addition to the shop, IKEA. This is full of t-shirts for a quilt, and above it is quilting batting. These bins up here are all for scraps, and these bins here are all for scraps. I have all the scraps. These white bins down here are dedicated to separate projects. Below that is my little sewing bookshelf. And then these drawers down here are also dedicated to separate projects. So it's mostly just crafting supplies. As for the rest of my desk, there is a little art form guy here that I'm probably never going to use, but it's just fun to put them in silly positions. This container here is just full of all the buttons. This is paintbrushes and markers and paints and a bunch of glitter. This is where all my adhesives are. This box is full of every ticket from every concert I've ever gone to, which is saying a lot because there was one year in my early 20s I went to over 100 concerts. These are all my big spools of thread. This little drawer down here has all my business cards and a recent addition I just got today as a bridesmaid's gift. These cool little sew-in tags for some of my merchandise and little jewelry tags. That's just incredibly supportive and the coolest present, and I got super teary-eyed when I got these. So over here's my serger, which is on the fritz currently. Has been for probably 8 months at this point. Well, we're facing this direction. This drawer here has all my knitting looms, or at least some of my knitting looms. The rest are in another bag somewhere. This drawer over here has a lot of plastic canvas stuff. This is my healing cutting mat. And then this weird situation over here is where all my patterns go. And I have a bunch of like knife cutting tools, my fancy left-handed ganger scissors. Let's pull you guys through. This thing is just a wire and plastic rack. A lot of this shit up here is display stuff for GraniteCon and any other convention I have a table at. Those big black boxes in the back is where all my jewelry making stuff is. This contraption here has all the things. There's ribbon and lace and elastics and stuff. And then my favorite part is this top, which has this really weird lace trim that I have in all the colors. And this is a really cool beer caddy that Lego Kevin made me just because he's nice. And then all of this, other than my ironing board, is costumes. Hogwarts robes and my Whippet outfit and my Sally dress. Zombie stuff. That's a wig for a future costume. Millhouse outfit. My Ramona costume. Just a random cape. Hawaiian shirt, because why not? My Hot Rod costume. Hipster Harry Potter. Some holiday shirts. This is my ugly Christmas sweater, which kind of counts as a costume. And then that is stuff for future costumes that you don't get to see yet. Down here are just some heels that I need to alter. Bin in the corner right here is where I keep old notebooks and scrapbooking stuff. This old stereo actually stores a lot of my yarn. And then these two wooden crates is where I keep all my fabric. Any stretchy knits are up here, and any woven non-stretchy fabric goes in this bottom one. You can see there's so much fucking fabric. More posters and more posters. Over here is a shelf where I keep paperwork, and everything else is just stamp stuff and some paper goods, and the rest is just scrap fabric and interfacing. Then this is a stereo that can do CDs and cassette tapes and iPod and radio, because I still am stuck in 1996. Then next to this wire rack, I have a little table that's pretty new, and all my foam heads go on there. I also store my beer growlers on this table. But down here on the floor is my sewing travel case, and then suitcases where I store stuff. These are actually drumsticks I caught. One is from a We Are Scientists show, which, you know, it's a little bit beat up. And this one, which is like splintering everywhere, is actually from a Big D and the Kids Table show. I actually got this on my 21st birthday, and it was kind of cheating because the drummer threw it at me. So thanks, Derek, you're a peach. And that skate deck is a signed Bowling for Soup skate deck from my very first concert when I was like 14. Shelf here has a lot of camera equipment, but this shelf here is a jewelry box that my Nana gave me that I don't keep much jewelry in, and more random knickknacks like this Cowboys of Moo Mesa thing. He's missing his guns, but this is a show I also used to watch a lot. Then lastly, we're onto this side of the room, which is the inside of the door. Everything on this side, I try to keep it like a blank area so I can take pictures for thumbnails in front of it. I do have some maps up over here because I fucking love maps. This is also the side of the room I keep my portable shelving in. So this one is full of presents that I probably shouldn't show you too closely. Everything else down here is either fabric for commissions, and the rest of this will be filled with merchandise for my Etsy shop if I ever get that up and running. Sorry, that's taking me forever to like get things going again. And then this is a dope ass portable cart I made from IKEA. It has pop and cooking stuff down there and just other themed baking products. This is where my ironing stuff goes, and this top shelf is just for whatever project I'm trying to keep myself aware of at the time. One problem I have with having so many craft supplies is that I will set aside projects and then not actually work on them for like months or years. Most of my day today was spent reorganizing all of this and throwing out stuff that I haven't touched in a long time or donating it. The way the shop is now is like the most functional it can be, and we're gonna continue to make some awesome shit, guys. So, should probably get that looked at.